So Ethan, you're back.
I'm back.
A whole year and a bit
year
later.
Year and a bit. Me and Alex did our last episode. It must have been March. Because we went in February.
Yeah, February, March. Yeah. It was like just after you got back from your first adventure into Europe of a project that's now finished.
Finished, yeah. Nearly fully wrapped up. Very nearly. Whole project. I don't know what I'm saying.
Nearly whole. It's pretty much whole, but there's the last piece, which is what we're here to talk about today, which is the exhibition of...
The showing of it all.
Yeah.
Piecing it all together, showing everyone that might have missed out on certain bits. It together. I keep saying piece
finale.
Yeah, the big finale. That's a good way of putting it.
Should be an exhibition of your series called...
Gone Global. Or the series was actually called 24 Hours In, but... The book is called Gone Global. I think that's got a nicer ring to it.
Yeah, than 24 Hours In. 24 Hours In worked on TikTok.
It worked on socials, but Gone Global is a nice final touch.
Complete.
Yeah.
It's good. So, for those who don't know, tell them about what the project was and what it entails.
The project entails, well, I'll go off the series. The series was, I spin a globe, dot my finger, wherever I land is where I go. I take photos there, as I do in my own style, my POV street photography, explore the place, see what it's about, and just challenge myself a bit, really. See what I can do while I'm there. Just push the boat out a little bit, really.
And you've done 9 trips?
9 trips. 12 months, 9 trips. Shall I reel them off?
Go on.
February was Italy. March was Germany and Amsterdam. I did them in the same month. Then May was us. We went to Poland.
Yep.
Skipped June. No. June or July was Switzerland. August was Spain. September was Portugal. October was France. And November was Sweden. Yeah, that's right.
So your first one was Italy with Alex.
First one was with Alex, who sadly cannot be with us today. He's on his own adventure.
True.
That was February. Then we had the last podcast episode, which was literally a month after the first trip.
Talking about that. And it felt like the first trip was the idea for the series there, but it was still like the bare bones of it at that point.
The idea was there, yeah. It was, obviously, the first trip, you don't know how it's going to do. It's social media. It could go crazy, it could not. But I think it did pretty well. It did its fair due.
Yeah.
But it was still very bare bones. I didn't really have much in mind for it, but I wanted to see where it went. But yeah, Italy was good enough to warrant, obviously, 8 more trips, so here we are.
And so then the next trip was Berlin. You went with a Zim.
I did go with a Zim, yeah. That was... we did Berlin. I think that was one of the only places where we only went to one city, because a lot of places we did, for example, we went to France in October. Yeah. It was Nice, but then we also did a day trip to Monaco. Yeah, and
in Italy you also did...
We did Como, but then Milan, yeah. So a lot of places had...
different aspects.
Little side trips, but they were all in the main country. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that was with a Zim in Germany. Then Amsterdam was next. I actually met up with an international friend there, Nicholas. He also does photography and social media. I met him on TikTok, actually. I saw his content. I was like, that's pretty cool. Messaged him, and then obviously friendship spiral from there. And I went with a friend Johnny as well, so that was good.
Sweet.
And then it was us again. Well, I say again, it was our first trip.
Yeah, Poland, right?
Poland, yeah. What did you think of Poland?
I liked Poland. I didn't really know what to expect, because I think when you messaged me, you were like, oh, we can... I think originally I was meant to be on the trip to Amsterdam, and we were going to meet Nicholas as part of that, and then for whatever reason, I think I couldn't go. I think I was still in Morocco. And
you were in Morocco, yeah.
So then you were like, oh, I'm thinking of doing Poland. which low-key, I've never been to Amsterdam, so nothing against Amsterdam, but I was a bit more excited about Poland, mainly just because I didn't know
I do remember
anything.
you saying you would rather have a trip more off the beaten path.
Yeah,
Like,
it felt less likely that someone else would invite me to Poland than someone would go, hey, do you want to go to Amsterdam? Because it seemed to, like, a lot of people going to Amsterdam, and
yeah, that's
like,
fair.
obviously it's got a bit of, like, I don't know, there's a cultural connotation of going to Amsterdam, isn't
Yeah, there is.
but yeah, Poland was pretty interesting. Like, where we were in, like, we were in the Jewish quarter, right?
Yeah, literally right outside where we were staying.
Yeah, we had like that graveyard across the road where there was like people there at all hours of the day and stuff, and yeah, that was a bit of a culture shock at like 7 in the morning, being woken up.
Even really late as well. I remember we had one late night, and you could still hear them talking outside the window. It must have been like 1 a.m.
Yeah, that was interesting, but like just a place that just felt very old.
Yeah,
Loads of old churches and
the churches were
ancient
crazy.
history and myths and a fire-breathing dragon statue, but then also like weirdly modern kind of stuff as well, like the yoga class on a boat we saw. And
we did see that, yeah.
Like, it felt like it kind of would like ramp up to be like, oh, we could just be in a very modern like city, and then just you go around the corner
and
it's
it's
just
old
like
town again. Yeah,
which was just created some nice contrasts, and I felt we had a bit of an adventure.
We ended it off in a funny way as well.
True.
We did. We ended up in a shooting range, which we won't touch much on, but that was random.
Fun.
That was fun.
Just because we like half realised on the trip that there were gun ranges everywhere.
Yeah,
and
gun shops, gun ranges, the whole lot, and we were like, why not?
Yeah, because we'd had a really, really productive trip, right? Because we had that final day was basically just the morning.
Yeah.
But we kind of I think it was like on the plane ride when we first got to Poland, we kind of mapped out everything we wanted to get done.
And we got it done
and
early.
We wrapped through all of it and didn't need that last half day. So it was like, you saw a gun
I literally saw a shop. I was like,
ringing around. And there was like, I don't think anyone answered, so we just went to one randomly near the train station.
And we got it for free.
Yeah.
we walked in. He's going to message us now. He's like, you owe us. Yeah, we walked in. Literally, the guy was like, he fit us in between a bridal suite and another party. And then he was like, cheers for coming, guys.
Yeah.
And we were like,
it was basically like, we want to do it. And it was like, cool, what guns do you want to shoot? Picked them out. They just handed us an assault rifle. We fired it with no safety training at all and then left.
Yeah,
and
there was
like,
less.
Enjoy the rest of your trip. And then we got on a plane and flew home with targets in our bags that had been like shot up.
I remember we were patting ourselves down, making sure we didn't have like casings in our pockets. But
that's still on my bedroom wall to this day.
I'm yet to put it on my wall. I've still got it.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a year too late now.
So we shot photos and we shot guns.
We did a lot of shooting.
Yeah. So very successful trip, and it's just kind of a cool place. I kind of like, now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I should go back.
Yeah, I'd go back.
And there was that big quarry that was like people go swimming there and stuff. That was
really cool.
Saw a snake.
We did see a snake. Yeah.
God,
you forget
so
these
many
little things.
Yeah. Maybe we didn't take enough photos because you keep forgetting shit.
We'll go back. To be fair, we were saying earlier though, because we were saying how it's really busy in actual like central Krakow or Krakow, however you say it. My bad. And then as soon as you go like half an hour out of the city, it's like
it drops off really.
Drops
quickly.
off, yeah.
And like there was one walk we took because I remember I think it was the morning where we had the full day. Or maybe it was in the gun range day. I remember I woke up and it was like stupidly early. And you were still asleep, and I think I just wandered off. I found a little market.
That was the full day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I wandered around, meandered. Luckily managed to get, by the time you rang me and it was like maybe 8:30, 9 in the morning. Luckily I was by the train station, so I was like, okay, I know where I am again. Because I was wondering, being like,
I am completely lost.
But there was a lot of like, that's when you start to see what we actually expected from Poland, which was like grey, drab, like Soviet era concrete buildings and stuff. And these, like apartment blocks, and which then you'd find once you got a little bit further away, which was good to see sort of both sides. Because I think we kind of retraced those steps later on, didn't we? We found that
that night, it was the same night.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. because we went to a giant park on a hill.
Yep.
Saw a hot air balloon, yeah. Followed that around for about half an hour before realising we were lost again. And then ended up, that's when we saw the gun range as well, in the Soviet era building area, yeah.
Yeah, which was really cool. And then back, and then you headed off to whichever one was next.
Switzerland.
Nice.
Yeah, Trip 5 Switzerland.
Which was again with Azim.
Azim again, yeah. You both came on too.
Yeah.
That was a cool trip, actually. That was the first time I'd ever been approached as a street photographer. A guy came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, are you a street photographer?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me." I didn't know what to say. I was like, "Yeah, I am. That is what I do." It was quite surreal. It was like,
did you get a picture of him?
I did get pictures of him.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll tell this. So, me and Azim had just finished lunch, and rookie mistake. At the time, I had my old microphone that had to be plugged into my POV camera.
Yep.
I was midway through setting up to start filming again when he came up to me and Azim, and so I filmed the whole thing, the interaction. It was really cool. Took some portraits of him, exchanged socials and whatnot. And then I got home, and the lead from my mic was in front of the camera the entire time. So I was like, no.
Dude.
It was rough, because it was actually a really cool interaction that would have been nice, but yeah, rookie error.
It's always another opportunity.
Yeah, but it was like, I was actually excited. I was like, I'm going to edit that. That's going to be a nice, wholesome little edit.
Encounter. Yeah.
And then I was like, my cable was in front of the camera. I was like, nice. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I was midway through like setting up, so I was like, it caught me off guard.
Yeah, and
I was like, oh, that's annoying.
It's always the way those things happen when they're not meant to.
Yeah, literally. It's like literally the best and worst time.
But
hey,
you got the photos.
Got the photos. Trip was still cool. I did actually go up to the two guys on the scooter as well. They were some cool photos. That was on our last day. Mm. I was just like, you know what? I was annoyed at the previous interaction that it bugged me. So I was like, you know what? I'll go up to these guys and spoke to them. Yeah.
And was it Switzerland as well? You ended up featured in a little newspaper too?
Yeah. We were in a, I haven't got a copy here. We were in a magazine about the area. We were in a cafe, and there were these two ladies at the end of the table interviewing these guys. I was like, we were on the end of the table, so we kind of overheard little bits. Azim was like, yeah, come on, we'll ask them what it's about. Asked them, then they interviewed us. We were like, right, okay. It was really cool. And then basically we just spoke a bit about Lucerne, which is like 40 minutes outside of Zurich, which is where we were originally. And then they took our picture, and we're like, you'll end up in a magazine someday. We were like, we'll probably never see this again. Cool. And then me and Azim were talking at some point, and we were like, just kind of randomly remembered, we were in a magazine, but we've never seen the magazine. So I emailed the email that she gave us, and she was like, yeah, I will send you out a copy in November. So at the end of the series, we got the magazine. So we've got a copy each, which is quite cool.
Oh, wicked.
So that was quite a wholesome trip.
Yeah.
Magazine and a few different interactions with random people.
Which is...
That's what you want.
Yeah, fucking sick.
Proper experience of the place. Got to talk to actually a few people instead of just, wandering around talking to myself on camera, which was nice. And then it was Spain, which was actually a family holiday. But I did land there. I landed on the globe. I told my family that's where we're going.
Yeah, decided for them.
Yeah. That was nice, because I kind of weaved it in with the holiday. But the actual bits, that was the only one I did on my own.
Right.
Because I did it, obviously, apart from the family holiday. But that was cool. It was less touristy than I actually thought. I went to this little... so we were in Gran Canaria, which is actually like Spanish islands, but still counts. And then we went to... This is going to be really bad, I can't remember the name. It was a little seaside town, but it was like it's the pictures with all the really colourful flowers, and it's got I think it's not Greek inspired. It's like Mediterranean style buildings. That was a really nice town. Some of my favourite pictures actually, because they're just so bright, but they don't scream like you've just turned the saturation bar the whole way up. They were genuinely just nice and colourful.
Bright,
That was really cool. I mean, besides that town, we just and the sand dunes. One of my coolest photos to this day was the one of the lady on the sand dune with the blue sky, the poster photo for the exhibition. That was because that was
like Star Wars as poster.
Yeah, it was like completely unplanned, like start of episode 4 Star Wars, where it's like 2 droids in the middle of a desert. But yeah, that was cool. And then what was after Spain? Me and Ella went to Portugal, which was nice. That was it was a mix between a holiday but fitted in with the series. But that was really nice. We went on a few different cable cars, which was cool, but actually recent events, did you see Portugal had their power cut? There was a massive power cut in Portugal where we were, and the cable cars were just dead for like hours. So people were just stuck up there. And I was like, thank God that didn't happen while we were there, because it was cool. And I'm not scared of heights, but like after, I think it was like a good few hours that you were just stuck in a wobbly cable car. I was like, that could have been bad. But no, the actual trip was really nice. And it's actually, if you've never been to Porto, have you? No. You should go, because it's actually a really nice vibe. Like around the main area where the bridge is, we were sat there for hours, and there was like live music right by the water, little bars, little side streets, little cafes. It was really cool, and good weather. Yeah, better than, to be fair, we've had nice weather at the minute, but
being absolutely treated at the moment. Hopefully it holds for your exhibition.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it is June, so
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Even better.
Yeah, it'd be like we're in another country. Maybe.
Might get close.
Yeah.
And
then you came with me again.
Yeah, we went to Nice.
We did go to Nice and Monaco.
Yeah.
I still can't wrap my head around the fact that that's its own country. It doesn't seem big enough for its own country.
Yeah, well, it's just a road, right?
It's literally just a long, windy road that's also a racetrack.
Yeah, it's very sad. We walked the racetrack.
We did. It was actually really cool seeing it.
Yeah, we walked the racetrack. We did the car museum.
Yeah.
And then it kind of hits you.
That's the entire country.
What do we do now?
It's like full of rich people, rich cars everywhere. And then once you've walked that entire road, you've basically walked the country. Yeah. We did actually see there was that car in the tunnel, the Koenigsegg.
Yeah. It was the Pagani, right?
Pagani, sorry, yeah. And we saw it. I wasn't quick enough to get the photo because it was rapid, and then...
Well, it was like it drove up behind us so slow you couldn't hear anything or didn't expect it to be anything special, and then it ripped past us in the Monaco tunnel and just vanished as though it never existed, and it was the craziest car we'd ever seen. Which
I think you Googled it after because you were like, oh my God, that was the car. I was like, what? It was just fast.
Which one it was, but I remember seeing it and being like,
it was like
that's something
2-point-something million.
Yeah,
I was like,
ridiculous.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
Yeah,
but that's not even an uncommon sight there. You just walk around.
No, that's
just cool.
That's just some guy's car.
Yeah, it's their daily.
Yeah,
go to co-op in it. It's like, it's a weird place. And then Nice itself was.
Nice wasn't what I expected it to be.
What were you expecting?
I don't know, but in my head, maybe it's because Nice is more of like the coast of France. But I was just expecting
France.
Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't. It was more of like a coastal town than a. I mean, obviously because it's right by the coast, but where we were staying actually, right by the main central station, like the cafes on the high streets and the built-up apartment blocks. That's what I expected all of France to be.
Right.
Or all of Nice to be. Yeah. But then once we got closer to the coast, it was actually very like, I don't know, more...
A bit more open.
A bit more open, a bit more, like the beaches were quite open as well.
Yeah. We went up all those stairs to the top of that hill.
Yeah.
You almost died.
I did almost die. That was a lot of stairs. And then it's the most depressing thing as well, because you'd be going up the stairs and then some like 90-year-old lady will just breeze past you. It's like, that's just her daily walk. It's like, wow, okay.
built for it. I think it went up further, but we didn't go. But I think it was like weird because it seemed like it was going to like a graveyard or something. So it was a bit
we were like, we'll just stay at the viewpoint and
we can see all the across the town.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That was cool.
Went to a photography exhibition as well. Went to the Vivian
We
Maya
did, yeah.
thing, which was quite cool to see.
That was cool. It was very random.
Yeah.
We just stumbled across it on our way
So
home.
I think we were shooting. I just spotted a little brown sign that was like Photography Museum of Nice, and I was like, should we just go check it out? And then we checked it out. And it was
You
good.
introduced me to Vivian Maya.
Damn,
Yeah.
It was like your first time. Dang.
I'd heard the name, but I had no idea who she was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
And then they had like a really incredible photo book library upstairs as well.
They did,
Of,
yeah.
like different.
We were in there
like
for a while.
Documentary stuff, wasn't it? Mainly.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. And then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking. That was a dope little museum. I want to go back now.
That actually was really... We were in there for like a good half an hour just going through photo
flipping
books.
through different stuff.
But like, I might be wrong, but I've never seen that many photo books in one place. It was like, hey, turn the camera, you got an array of photo books. But it was genuinely like a library just for photo books and like photo book history, which was quite cool.
Yeah, it was just a shame because the way it was set up made it like when we first stepped in there, it was a bit like, are we meant to be in this part? Is this
It
like
did
their,
seem
like,
a bit
private
hidden.
collection that we're not meant to have gone? Like the doorway looked like you were going into the back rooms of a museum that you're not meant to see. Maybe we weren't.
Maybe
we just got lucky.
There was other people in there though.
True.
So I think we're fine.
Yeah.
But we just reduced the shelf life of their private collection. Picked up every book, looked at it.
Yeah, got our grubby fingers all over it and then left.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we tried frog legs as well.
They were actually
But
really good.
Thai frog legs, not
Yeah,
French
it
ones.
was Thai frog legs.
But
But
they
they were
did
like chicken wings.
Yeah, they were just like
They were
good
really
chicken
good.
wings, yeah.
Try frog legs.
Yeah,
They were like really light and crispy.
Mm.
In my head, I'm like, I wanted there to be more meat on the bones, but then I
It's a
remember it is a frog. It is
It's
like
not
the
much
size of
there
my
in the
hand.
first place.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was good.
that was good.
Good shit. Like yeah, and then we. Would you remember the end of the trip? Did we have a really early flight out, or did we?
We did, and then our flight got delayed and delayed and
Oh,
delayed,
fuck
and we were
yeah.
sat in the airport for
Oh
about
my
6
God.
hours.
Yeah, because we got to the airport in the morning. And
We
then
were
it
like,
delayed for
shit, our
ages.
flights are, I think it was like 12:30 in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Oh,
Got there at like
Jesus
9
Christ.
a.m.
Yeah, no, I hadn't forgotten.
Was it France? Was it France? I think it was France where customs pulled my bag, and they were like, the lady was adamant that I had a weapon in one of my camera lenses. No, that might have been Poland. That was Poland.
Really?
Yeah, because you went through, and then she was like, "This lens, you need to put it through." I was like, "Okay," and then she was like, "Open it." I was like, "What do you mean open it? It's a camera lens." So I took the lens cap off, and she was like, "No, inside it." I was like, "It doesn't open." She was like, "You have a knife in there, or like something sharp." I was like, "No, I don't. I do not." Yeah, that was Poland, but we were stuck in the airport for a while.
And then the taxi got stuck in traffic once we landed.
Yeah.
We didn't get home till like.
It was like 10 p.m.
Yeah. And then because I felt really bad because we got back to yours and it was like 10, and then you were like.
I drove you back.
Drove me back to
That's
mine,
fine though.
Northampton. And it was like you didn't. I swear you must have not got home till like 1 a.m.
It was quite late.
We woke up at like 6. And it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, a long fucking for a journey that should have been like.
We should have been
3
home
hours.
by like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At latest.
Mhm.
It was God.
We made friends with that couple in the airport. The guy was like, "Oh yeah, I normally fly like first class all the time, and the one time I don't, it gets delayed." And he was like, "Never again." I was like, "Yeah, different world, mate. We've got the cheapest Ryanair flight to France."
It's actually pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that was wild. Oh, right. And the thing is, it was the airport as well that my passport never works at too.
Oh, it was.
So,
yeah.
and it's like they don't just let you go to like the
end to just get it stamped.
Or like they won't let you go to the like help queue from the back. So we had to queue the whole thing. And they had to be like, no, didn't work. Then you have to go and be like, hey, it's not working. They're like, try it. Then you try it 6 more times. And then they're like, okay, go around. Then you have to queue again.
Yeah.
And get
So I could have just skipped the entire first bit and
so
gone
it's
to
like,
the help
I know
queue.
it's not going to work. It's broken.
Have you got a new passport now?
No. The thing is, most places are alright because you can just go straight to the person, but that one makes you go all the way to the front before you can get in there. it doesn't work. Yours, the other ones, you can just kind of like, if you know, you can just go around and be like, hey, I need assistance. But yeah, maybe I don't want to go back to a shuttle ever again.
Were the frog legs that good to sit in the two airport customs queues
For that long?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It'd be all right.
Yeah, it was all right. And then Sweden.
Yeah, which was your
Sweden
final trip.
was the final trip. I went with a group of friends, and yeah, it was actually really cool. It was freezing though. We went, and we literally went, I think, from the 26th to the 29th of November. I was hoping for snow, didn't get any, but it was freezing. The snow would have made it more
magical.
Yeah, it would have been like made the cold worthwhile.
Yeah, you just got the worst of both
I just
worlds.
got a freezing cold wind, thermals, like joggers and a coat. Just cold here, basically.
Yeah.
Like just, it was very grey, although it was nice grey. It kind of felt like the place was meant to be quite cold.
Right, yeah.
I don't know, it's
Just
what I
lying
envisioned,
around it,
yeah. Like there was Christmas trees everywhere and the little Christmas market. It's how I imagined it, just without the snow.
And that was the first one where you did a full YouTube video rather than
I did, yeah. I was there longer than 24 hours. I know.
Shit.
God. Yeah, I did a full YouTube video, basically broken down over a few different days. That was good. It felt right to do it as a longer format video for the last one.
Yeah, like a finale.
Yeah, because it was like, obviously, Italy, not sure how it's going to go. Do it short form.
Yeah.
And then throughout, probably by about Portugal, France, I was like, I think I want to do a long form video. And that was my first YouTube video. And now I've done a handful. You should go check out my YouTube.
Link in the description.
Link in the description.
Which then brings us to now, where we've just spent the day sorting out final touches of the exhibition to show all of the wonderful photographs.
All of
you've
the
got
wonderful
for each
photos.
place. And
There's
the
a
photo book as well.
And the photo book, yeah. Gone Global photo book. A lot of photos that actually haven't been shared. I've tried to keep quite a few in the bank to be able to do this, which is nice. So there is more to see if you come to the exhibition, 14th of June, Saturday.
Yeah.
So there'll be the book on show, there'll be the exhibition, a lot more prints. I'm not going to get into prints. There was a palaver with my prints, but
It's sorted now.
it's sorted now. We've spent the afternoon, we've sorted it, and yeah.
Everything's pretty much, well, depending on couriers and delivery, good to go for...
Yeah.
Yeah, which is in good time because it's still May for us.
It is
right
May,
now.
yeah. It's almost a month away.
Yeah. But for these guys, it will be about a week. So
Yeah.
it's just around the corner.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's going to be super cool. There's some neat little touches you've added. Like
Yeah.
everyone who gets a book on the day gets a Polaroid as well.
That is true, yeah.
As part of it. And
That'll be like a little, not a camera photo as well. So that'll be like another little touch.
yeah.
So the picture you get will be like an actual memory from the trips, which is nice. It'll be a nice addition.
Extra little hidden detail.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there's an interview with you coming out soon as well.
That's true, yeah.
And
That'll be coming out soon.
then you're on to whatever's next.
Next, well, as some people might know, I've just got back from Japan. So that was really cool. So I think that will be taking up a lot of time. So there'll be a lot more Japan content to come. I've posted a little bit so far, but like I probably filmed a good handful, maybe 2 handfuls of YouTube videos. And the first one actually, I mean, it'll be out by the time this comes out, but that'll be coming out next week. So maybe 2 by the time you see this. So again, check out the YouTube.
Cool.
There might be 2 Japan vlogs on there.
And then your other exciting development that happened during the making of this series as well is you became a Sigma creator.
I did, yeah. Very privileged to be working with them. Obviously, from Amsterdam during last year's series, they were happy to send out some lenses and share the series around, which I'm very grateful for. They were really cool to do that. Take a chance, and it paid off. And yeah, they actually are also supporting the exhibition.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so
which is really fucking cool.
it is really cool. Yeah, massive. Like, I feel like, don't get me wrong, it's still huge for me. That, I mean, they're a big name, but at the same time, sometimes I forget how big of a name they are.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're
household for people who are in camps.
yeah, literally. So very cool. Thank you to Sigma for supporting the exhibition, the series. You've given me a massive opportunity, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah. And is there anything else? I'm trying to think.
I think that's good.
We've covered it. Book, the exhibition, the prints.
Book coming out.
Where you've been, where you're going.
Yeah.
Sigma and...
Where'd you come from? Where did you go?
Where did you come from? Can't Nigeria. And these guys need to come down on the exhibition
Saturday, 14th of June. That's the exhibition day. I think it'll be 2 p.m. till 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So come check it out. I mean, it'll be a good day. It'll be a laugh. We'll have food, drinks, the whole lot. Come get a book. Come see me. Come see the guys, PHOTOMAFIA.
Come hang out and have a look at all the awesome artwork.
They've got plenty more photo books, as you can see. So it's... How long has the bookshop been open now?
By June, it will be about 6 months.
Damn,
We're
already?
January, yeah.
You've nearly had a mezzanine for 6 months.
I know.
That's crazy.
We had the mezzanine for longer because we built that for December. So
oh, you did,
like
yeah.
Almost 8 months on the mezzanine.
Jesus.
But yeah,
so
it's almost been a year.
Come check out the really cool shop.
Yeah.
It is really cool.
Yeah, so come down,
I love
hang
it.
out, and we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, see you in a bit.